Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here, and for a lot of you out there, when it comes to signing up new business, no doubt you're really sick and tired of that, but the other agent is cheaper line. So I want to spend some time now that if you can just grasp what I'm going to teach you in the next 10 minutes or so, it's going to completely change the way that you look at cheaper agents. In fact, you're going to want to have cheaper agents when I give you the power of this script. Now, to understand the script, I've got to lay a foundation first. It's really important. Please do not fast forward to the script, because I want you to learn the principles that I'm laying first so you can understand the power of using the script. At the end of the day, when you use scripts that you really, really believe in, if you believe it, your clients will too. And that's a very important fee law to understand. Okay, let's move on. So firstly, to lay the foundation on how to deal with this script on but the other agent is cheaper, firstly, understand that the owners are stepping into negotiation. You work in real estate, your fees are meant to be negotiable, and that same owner that's asking you for a discount and asking you to get a cheaper price, they wouldn't go down to the supermarket and ask that question. They wouldn't ask that at the drive-thru at McDonald's and say, hey, look, Burger King or Hungry Jack's down the road is offering a better meal deal. Can you match that? They don't do that, but because you work in real estate, they're asking you. Therefore, you're in a zone of negotiation, and that's why they're popping the question. Now, what's important to understand too is they've most likely simply gone to one or two cheap agents in the area, not more expensive ones, because there's probably more expensive agents than you, but they've gone to the cheaper ones to do a quick price check so they can, like a bullet, take those prices, load it into their gun and fire it at you with, oh, but the other agent is cheaper, giving you the impression that they'll go to them if you don't comply. It's simply not the case, okay? And understand that you've actually been green lighted. All right, let's just move on with this and understand. Now, I've just dialed up on my second monitor here. We've done secret shopping of over 1,300 agents over Australia and New Zealand. I've just gone to Sydney, for example, and I'm going to put in, I've put in Inner West, okay, the Inner West of Sydney, and I've got, I don't know, I've got something like 30 agents that just popped up. All right. Now, having a look at all of these here, and the Inner West is a region. You know, there's Outer West, Inner West, Northern Beaches, Southern areas. There are like 7 different zones in Sydney, and they're like marketplaces within themselves. So any agents within the Inner West no doubt would be competing with each other. So having a look at the Inner West agents, you've got some at 5%, some at 6%, a lot actually got some at 8%, which is really good news. Some people don't even think that 8% exists in Sydney, but it does. We've got 7%, 6%. So we've got a whole swing here, and we've even got a 4% in there. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so you've got 4%, 5%, right up through to 8%. So that's a massive swing, isn't it? But don't think that those agents know that they don't know what other agents are charging. They do know what other agents are charging. And there's a reason why they've priced themselves at the lower amounts. That's what we got to explore before we get to our script. So understand, when agents come into a market, they price themselves accordingly to what they believe they are worth and no more. All right. No one ever thinks, well, I'm worth X and I'll charge Y, all right, lower than that. They always charge at the maximum what they believe they are worth compared to their rivals in the market. So for example, let's talk about Apple and say their iPhone. And let's say they're bringing a new iPhone into the market, iPhone 16 as an example. And they look at the market and they think, how are we going to price this? They don't just call up their component factory in China and say, hey, Bruce, how much, putting all the components together, how much does it cost to produce the phone? Oh, it's $300. Oh, okay, boom, 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 we'll add 30% to that. No, no, no. No one ever does that. They price themselves in the market according to what they believe they are worth in comparison to their rivals. That's how our economy works in Australia, New Zealand, United States. That's how a capitalistic type economy works. You price it in accordance with what you believe you can get. Okay, so and so Apple looks around, they look at the Samsung phone and go, yeah, we're better than them. We've got a stronger following than them. Sure, Samsung sell a lot of Android phones and perhaps more Android phones than what we do, but we know we are stronger in our market, so we're going to price our new iPhone 16 at $2,000. Okay, and let's say later Google brings their Pixel 18 into the market and looks around and go, well, you can see iPhone have got their iPhone 16 at priced at 2,000. We know we're not as good as that. We are not as popular as that. And so we can't price our phone at $2,000. And there's a lot of features and things in iPhone and Apple that we don't have in our Android universe. Now, Samsung, they sell many more phones than us. And so they're priced at $1,700. Apple is priced at $2,000 with their iPhone 16. Our Google Pixel will price it at $1,300 because we've still got to sell phones. And that's what we believe our phone is worth in the market. You see how those phones, they're priced themselves in the market in accordance with where they believe they sit in comparison to the strength or the weakness of their rivals. Okay. Now, in real estate, in property management, agents do exactly the same. It's the same in all markets generally, but an agent comes in, and let's have a look at this list here I was talking about before. Let's say an agent comes in and they're a start off, they're probably not strong in property management. Maybe the boss just, he is focused on sales, doesn't really have much time for property management, as you know, which is more than 50% of agents do that. And they look down the agent down the road and go, well, we've got one or two agents down the road, they're charging 7%. They've been around a long time. They're a strong brand, very focused on property management. We know we're not as good as them. We'll price ourselves at 6%, okay? And they also look around and they say, well, those crappy agents down the road at 5 and 4%, they're only doing that to grow their rent roll. Of course, it's unsustainable. They'll sell out. We know we are better than them. They've got a bad reputation. Therefore, we're satisfied 6% is where we sit in the market. Okay, so it's really important to understand that agents price themselves in the market in accordance with what they believe they are worth in comparison to their rivals. If they felt that they will be worth more than that, they would be charging more, but they are not. Priced accordingly, deliberately. Okay, moving on with that. Now, need to understand that's really what's called the law of the fee lid. And I've actually got about 10 different laws written in my book, The PM Fee Scripts Secrets. Now, you can actually get the book. The book is free. We've paid for the printing. All you've got to do is pay for shipping. There is a link on this page, or you can just go to stopdiscountingfees.com. That's stopdiscountingfees.com. And just pay for shipping and get the book. But this is where our script is going to come out shortly as well. But the law of the fee lid really says is that your fees right now are the very, very best that you can do. Because if I said to you, you could do better or get better, you would say, but Darren, I can't because, and you'll give me a whole raft of reasons why you don't believe that you can improve your fees. So they are the very, very best that you can do. If you felt that you could be doing better, you would be, but you are not. So you're subject to the law of the fee lid, and your rivals are all subject to the law of the fee lid too. Now, before we move to the script and understanding the power of understanding that if other agents have priced themselves cheaper than you, it's for deliberate reason. Don't ever think that they don't know what your prices are. They do. They've likely secret shopped you, or you've also secret shopped them too. We did a poll into our IGT Inner Circle Facebook group recently. Now, that's our IGT community, and I would love you to be a part of it. If you do, just go to IGT Inner Circle. Make sure you answer the 3 questions for entrance. We're very careful about who we let in. There are some people out there that want to do the wrong thing and are very anti-agent, want to cause trouble. So be part of the community. But I ran a poll in there, and the poll simply said, in your market area, are you aware of what your rivals are charging with their fees? And over 90% said yes. Okay, there's a small portion that had no idea, but most agents know what their rivals are charging, okay? Now, do you remember I went through all of these management fees in this list here for inner Western Sydney, and there was so much difference, all right? Again, it's not like all of those agents don't understand or know what other agents are charging. They know those 5 and 4%ers know that there is 8 and 7s out there, but they don't believe they're as good as those agents and therefore have priced themselves accordingly to what they believe they are worth. Okay, so with that in mind, if you get an owner that says, but the other agent is cheaper, you're only now revealing this truth. There's a reason why that other agent is cheaper, and they don't believe they're as good as you. If they did, they'd be charging the same. Let's now move to the script. So in the book, the PM Fee Script Secrets, on page 109, it's actually script number 27. We've got over 50 scripts in this book. We're just taking it straight out. Owner says, but the other agent is cheaper. Okay, so I'm taking this script out of the PM Fee Script Secrets book on page 109, and they cannot compete on service. Okay, so let's have a look at this straight out of, again, the owner says, but if you can match your fee with the other agent down the road, or but the other agent is cheaper. Mr. Smith, we are aware of what the fees other agents are charging, but did you know that they know what our fees are too? I mean, everyone's secret shopped each other. We know what's going on in the market. But despite of them being aware of our fees and knowing that they cannot compete with us on service to win your business, they have instead adjusted and discounted their fees in line with their service levels. Otherwise, they'd be charging the same as us. In other words, Mr. Smith, if they felt that they were as good as us, they'd be charging the same as us, and they are not. They are self-rated themselves with their fees. That's why you need to be very, very careful. So I'm hoping that's been a real liberating moment for you, understanding that the market only charges in alignment with what they believe they are worth and never any more than that. Hoping you're feeling empowered. Make sure you get the book, the PM Fee Script Secrets. Anyway, thanks for your time. Take care.